got the fire.
What's good? What's good? What's good? We got the win. We got the win. I'm only gonna be here for an hour. As you guys know, it's NFL Sunday, so I'm gonna be watching the game. But I want to know how y'all feeling, man. We got the big win. Shout out to Ryan. She says, "Hey, what's good, family? What's good? What's good?" Caught on camera. What's good, yo? What's good? How y'all feel about the game? What's y'all thoughts on the game? Shador Sanders took it personal, man. You know, we're gonna get right into it. Let's see what Shador Sanders had to say about the game. Oh, let's see.
Hey, what's up? This is Michael, playmaker. I'm a 3-time Super Bowl champion, NFL Hall of Fame. You guys see this? We got a great game going. Just checking in with the fans and let them know. A 3-point game. TCU was in the championship game last year. Colorado won one game last year. Colorado was up by 3. Let's call this the Deion Sanders of that.
Actually, that video with Shador Sanders is muted, but he was saying that, Matt Rule said a lot of things about his father, so he took it personal. And so I forgot I had to actually play that video. I didn't have the sound on it, but that's what he was saying. So he took that game personal, as you guys know. What's going on? 5-star review. Ryan says, only thing I didn't like, he was holding the ball too long. Yeah, he was holding the ball long. I did see an interview with Coach Prime where he was saying that usually when Shador Sanders hold the ball long, maybe the wide receiver ran the wrong route. Maybe, he didn't want to throw an interception. So it's a lot of things that's going on the field that we don't see. But of course, when we're looking at it, on TV, we're like, wow, why is he holding the ball long? I feel the same, though. I agree with you. I felt like he was holding the ball long in a lot of cases. But in his defense, it could have been a lot of different scenarios of why he held the ball long. Yes, Nebraska needs some QB practice. Yes, their quarterback had the most turnovers in all college football. And I'm talking about total, not just against this team. They had a very bad quarterback. I agree with you. Yes, definitely. He'll fix that problem. He spoke about that in the press conference. Yeah. Coach Prime spoke about that, as far as, Shador Sanders holding the ball a little too long. But I'm glad we got the win. That was more importantly. We got the win. And I do have a breakdown of that game as far as the highlights and stuff like that coming up around 3 p.m. Eastern, a little bit after we finish this live as far as the highlights, if y'all want to check it out. Yes, definitely started slow. The offense started out real slow. I do feel like that we can't make those type of mistakes as far as starting out slow against good teams like USC, Oregon. Those teams going to score. They ain't going to make a lot of mistakes. We got a Christmas gift from Nebraska offense. They turned the ball over a lot, but against a real good football team, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. You guys know I'm going to be honest. What's going on, Frank? Shout out to Frank, longtime supporter. He says they thought hard, made adjustments, and adapted to work out with Nebraska was throwing at them. They already beat last year's win total. Yes, I agree. Yes, even though we stumbled a little bit in that first half, we still made a way to go ahead and get the win. I agree with you. It was a defensive battle at first, and then Colorado offense started to get more and more into the game. Xavier Weaver had an amazing game. I'm not sure if I got a video of him, but he played absolutely great. But there's some clips I want to show you guys. Let's see, we'll get to the clips. Yeah, when Shador Sanders did that step, man, I was just freaked out. I was just so excited. As I said before, when he did that step, that's Coach Prime's signature right there. Facts, nobody attacked my father without incurring my children's wrath. Yes, I agree. Spirit says, I ain't gonna lie, Nebraska defense was bumping, take away the 4 fumbles from their quarterback. Yeah, Nebraska had an amazing defense performance in the first half. I feel like the second half they started getting tired and they wore down. And Colorado offense started to get going. Sean Lewis got to do a little bit better as far as management of the running backs. I feel like Dylan Edwards just wasn't a good how I can say it. He wasn't a good strategy to use against this defense. You know what I'm saying? Certain players play better in certain situations. We still should use him, as far as his speed and stuff like that. But when we talk about running him, I feel like we should have used I think they substituted was that Hankerson at the end of the game, but second half when he made that adjustment, we started getting a little bit better as far as the run game. So I feel like we should do a little bit better as far as management of, because some teams we can use Dylan Edwards, to run around players, and then it's some teams like Nebraska where we need bigger men as far as running the ball. I thought we were going to see smoke, Kavasi smoke, but we didn't. I was hoping we would have seen him this game. We will see McCaskill soon. Ron says, caught on camera. I'm new to this football. Hey, that's what this platform right here is for. You know what I'm saying? It's more mainly newbies. People that's learning as we go. Everybody that know everything is going to DNVR and other channels like that. But here, I'm here to help you guys, so there's no problem with that. It's all good for sure, for sure. Yeah, their defense definitely was decent. They were just tired in the second half, but they played real good defense. I can't take that away from them. Matt Rule was asked if he was going to change quarterback at halftime. He said no. I know. I was waiting on him to make that adjustment as we try to prepare, for that change. But he stuck with number 7. I'm not sure why I don't know why he believed in him. He's not a good quarterback. He made a lot of turnovers against Minnesota. He threw 3 interceptions against them. He was turning the ball over against us. I was happy. He stayed in the game. I'm glad he decided to make that decision because he was a big part of why we won this game. Backup is no good. Frank, if you was on the coaching staff, what would you have the team be working on the most this week? If I was on the coaching staff, for one, I would be trying to figure out how can we manage the running backs. How can we put in players like Smoke, Hankerson, even Savion Wilkerson. We need the bigger running backs against that big up front. That big 4-down lineman, defensive line. I would also be trying to work on that's probably it. I mean, because offensively we got it together. I can't blame. We did give up 7 sacks. As far as Shador Sanders, he was sacked 7 times. So I would try to focus on figuring out what's going on to cause this, as far as this, destruction. When we talk about being sacked 7 times, that's not good because when you're playing against somebody like Caleb Williams, who's going to score every time he gets the ball, Oregon, who put up 81 points last week, and then I think they lost by maybe a couple points this week. When we're playing against real good football teams, possessions is very important. So if I'm on the coaching staff, for one, I want to make sure we manage the game better. And then I also want to make sure figuring out what's going on with Shador being sacked 7 times. Because a real good football team not going to make as many mistakes as Nebraska did. We could have lost that game against a real good team. If we would have played USC this way, if we would have played Oregon this way, we would have definitely lost that game. Salute to Chick Dawson, number 6. Yes, yes. Dawson played very well. I think he scored a touchdown as well. Young says they looked good yesterday, bro, but USC, they are going to be tough while Caleb got their offense rolling. I agree with you. As you guys know, I'm rooting for Colorado all the way. But if we make the mistakes that we made in the first half of the game, we it's going to be trouble stopping USC. Yeah, I like Dawson. I like him as well. We also had the number one quarterback to visit as far as trying to decide. I can't think of his name, but number one quarterback prospect to visit Colorado. So it was a great thing for him to see that as well. Fact, Sean Lewis got to get the running backs involved, and Nebraska had a spy on. Yes, exactly. Edwards couldn't get anything going in the run game, so so I give a lot of respect to Nebraska defensive coordinator. He made adjustments to keep Edwards from doing what he did against TCU. So, but us as on the offense side, as us as fans, we have to figure out how we can get other running backs involved. Because if we don't, as I said before, we're going to be in trouble. Because we can't just drop the ball, drop back and throw 50, 40, 60 something times a game against real good defenses. So you got to be able to keep the defense guessing. You got to run the ball, and because if you just sitting back passing, it's what happened to us in the first half. Real good football teams gonna be able to do. Just have four guys rushing with the secondary just waiting on the pass. They know it's not gonna be a run because you can't run the ball. So now it makes it easier for a defense. I think Edwards better learn how to catch more because he's too small at the next level to be a every down back. It's a good point. As far as every down back, I think we need to utilize Edwards in his best of his abilities. It's not about Edwards. It's not about Edwards needing to be a better catcher or whatever the case. It ain't got nothing to do with Edwards. Edwards is being Edwards on the field. This goes for the coaches. Sean Lewis, the running backs coach. They need to be figuring out how to manage the running backs or how to use them. As far as size, I mean, you think about the NFL, Dallas Cowboys, they have Vaughn at the running back position. He's 5'5", the shortest running back. Barry Sanders, one of the shortest running backs to play the game, but they utilized him the right way. They didn't run him in the A and B gap, every single time. They didn't run him, what I'm saying? They utilized him just like the Philadelphia Eagles. Darren Sproles, one of the shortest backs. We even got a running back. When I say we, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We have Boston Scott, and we utilize him better, Gainwell. We don't run those guys in between 380-pound defensive tackles. We run them on the outside, but that comes with coaching. Dylan Edwards has nothing to do with learning anything. You know what I'm saying? That's not his job. It's the coach's job to put him in position to make plays. Got to get past Colorado State. Well, we're going to definitely get past them. Smoke came in for 2 plays. He should have came in for more. We needed him more this game. Edwards may need to go slot receiver. Nah, Edwards is good where he at. He's good where he at. They just need to utilize him in a better way. They should have hit Travis more. I mean, you got to think about it. Defense, Nebraska, give credit to their defense. They made adjustments. They played a lot of zone coverage. And so what happens is that when you have a cornerback in front of you, if you Travis Hunter, you got a cornerback in front of you, you have a safety over the top, and then you have a linebacker spying you as well. I mean, you can't really do much with that, So, I mean, Shedeur Sanders made the right decisions. He didn't throw any interceptions this game. So, and that's 2 games without an interception. So this makes us dangerous. It's not just one player we have to hit. We don't have to throw the ball 100 times to Travis Hunter. We got Xavier Weaver. We got Jimmy Horn Jr. We got Javon Antonio that ain't even started dominating yet, and we know what he can do. So, we okay. It's good we didn't hit Travis Hunter because what's going to happen now, team's going to say, who is number 10? He had over 170 yards. He had 11 catches. We're going to start watching him, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to start watching Travis. They're going to start watching Xavier, but they don't know what Jimmy Horn Jr. can do from the slot position. So it's actually a win for us if you think about it. This is a cool channel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Open more holes for run plays and tackling. It would. Yes, I agree. What's going on, VH? The Nebraska defense might be the best defense that Colorado plays this year. Possibly. Backup couldn't do no worse than number 7. Heck, Nebraska. Yes. What's going on, Uncle Tub Gaming? He says they saving the running game for the meat of the schedule. These sacks was on 2 holding the ball. Yeah, I mean, I can agree to that. As I said before, a lot of things goes down when we see players getting sacked, players throwing interceptions. We say to ourselves, oh, it's the quarterback, or oh, it's this, it's that, but we don't realize what really is going on. You know what I'm saying? It's more than what we see. Let's play this clip right here.
We told y'all we'd be coming. Best believe it's gonna be prime time. We're not just glorified, we're bona fide. It's a new day, a new energy, and a new era. Who ready? But we got something more than that. We have the strength, power, tradition, and history of greatness behind us.
He's down to the 50. He's got 2,000. Now he pitches the play pointing at the sky for Sal and Nestle.
They have waited a long time.
6 touchdowns for Brown.
We stand shoulder to shoulder, now and forever. So bring it on. We here. And we ain't hard to find.
Shout out to Feli. Feli says, good call out. I prefer Sanders to hold the ball than throw an interception. Absolutely. 7 is too many sacks. I agree. We have to fix this, but one thing we know, we can go to practice knowing we 2-0, and we can just fix these mistakes while we're still sitting good as far as the rankings, top 20. From what I'm understanding, we're still top 20. I think we're gonna move up a little bit because there was a few teams that did lose that was ahead of us as far as the rankings go, but we do have a lot of room to improve. But it's a good thing knowing that, think about it, Nebraska is 0-2 with the mistakes they made, having to go to practice knowing that they're 0-2. They just lost a big game against Colorado after your coach was doing all that yapping, all that talking. And then as opposed to us going 2-0, going to practice knowing that we have to, make these changes, but we still looking good when we talk about the rest of the season. It's a big difference. The 5-star review, he says he only used Wilkerson when they got close to the goal line. Wilkerson ran for over 1,000 yards last year. Exactly. I mean, we got to use Wilkerson more. I mean, because we couldn't get anything going in the run game. I mean, we couldn't. And again, it was because Nebraska was too much up front, so we have to be able to make changes on that, because I'm telling you, if we run into a team that can score, that's not going to turn the ball over, we're going to be in trouble, because we can't rely on just passing. I mean, we can do that against USC, Oregon, teams where they are used to shootouts, TCU. When we talk about playing a team like Alabama, Georgia, teams that's going to really play defense, we got to be able to keep them guessing. You can't just throw the ball 100 times a game. And I may be the only YouTuber on here that's going to say that, but I'm just telling y'all what I saw. Rob J, everybody hit the like button. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button. The offensive line is good. 2 holes, the ball too long, but that's better than an interception. I agree. Do you have any thoughts about Texas beating Alabama? Man, that was a real good game, Frank. I think the biggest problem with Alabama is they don't have a quarterback. They've been having Bryce Young, They've been, I mean, not Bryce Young, but yeah, Bryce Hunt. They've been having Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts. Now it's different because that quarterback. I just don't think he's the right fit. But this doesn't take away from Texas. Their quarterback just threw. I mean, he dominated that secondary. There was a few plays that could have changed the whole momentum. Number 3 in the secondary for Alabama, he had some holding calls, but I can't make any excuses. I think that Alabama, Nick Saban, going to make some changes on the quarterback as far as the quarterback position. Look at Tyreek Hill. He's small and stat. Exactly. T-Pain, what's going on? Hey, how's it? Travis only had 3 catches. He kind of dropped a TD. Sure, he would call it a drop, but maybe try to feed him a few balls or let the offense flow natural. Let the offense flow natural. Let's not force getting the ball to Travis Hunter. Travis is going to be Travis. He's going to be good. He's going to make plays. This doesn't hurt his Heisman chase any bit because I feel like he's going to come back stronger against Colorado State. And again, we have to do what we have to do offensively to win the game. We're not an offense that's just going to feed or force throws when it's not open. I feel like it's more about Nebraska making adjustments to take away our best weapons. They took away Dylan Edwards. They took away Travis Hunter. So we had to use Xavier Weaver. It was his time to shine. Now Colorado State is going to be focusing on Xavier Weaver. They're going to be focusing on Travis Hunter. My prediction, Dylan Edwards is going to shine. I mean, not Dylan Edwards. Jimmy Horn Jr. is going to shine against Colorado State because everybody's going to be focusing on those 2 wide receivers, but they have no idea that Jimmy Horn Jr. is just as good as all of them. And I reacted to him since the spring. In my opinion, he's still my favorite wide receiver on Colorado roster. I think he's the best, honestly. T-Pain. Oh, yes, definitely. Koff, what's going on? He says, we have to remember football is not a script. Your opponent not going to lay down because you're Colorado. Exactly. Nebraska defense didn't lay down. They came with a great game plan, and they scared me a little bit that first half, but I knew we was going to get the job done. We're going to the CU. Oh, that's great. I'm definitely going to a home game. I think it would be against Arizona. Lexus, what's going on? Lexus, the driver. She says, hey, MAGDOG, love your channel and your content. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Lexus. Appreciate it. You should go live and watch a CU game with us. Hey, yes, one day I'm going to definitely do so. I've been hearing this a lot. The thing is, when I watch a game, I be so in tune. So it would be kind of like similar to like me watching the game. Like I'll be watching like right now and then forgetting that I'm on live. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that in tune with the game. But I'm going to definitely try to do so. Maybe come up with a platform or some type of equipment where I can actually react. You know how I react to the videos when I'm doing it like well-off media videos, but it be live. So you guys can see me and you can see the game while I'm watching it live. So we'll see. We definitely will see. Because I'll be locked in. Colorado is going to the national championship. I call it first. I can see that. I had it, to answer your question, Frank. It's still not over with yet, but I had it Nick Saban versus Coach Prime as far as that national championship. But that was my prediction. But I do think Colorado going to be there. But after seeing that Alabama game, my opinion changed a little bit because they need a quarterback. Mama Bear Fitness, what's going on? She says Hunter was on the sideline talking to his girlfriend and acting like the game was over. Sanders taking off his helmet. Shallow with the extra roughing game too. Plenty more football to play. I agree with you. So I'm assuming you was at the game to be able to see all of that. So if that was the case, then they was up big. So maybe they felt like it was over. They were celebrating. But as I said before, against a real good football team, what I saw that first half, we shouldn't be doing those things that you say that you saw. So I hope that doesn't happen against somebody like USC, Oregon, because now the narratives have changed. At first, it was Colorado won't win this, they won't win that. Now they're gonna try to flip the script and say, oh, Colorado haven't played anybody. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna always continually try to doubt us. And I think they're gonna try to change that narrative and say, well, they ain't gonna beat Oregon, or oh, they ain't gonna beat USC, oh, they ain't gonna beat UCLA, and they're gonna start changing that narrative when we play ranked teams. And I feel like we can still win those games, but we're gonna have to minimize mistakes. Feli says Texas just upset Alabama, prime effect. Hey, that's what happens. Yeah, someone needs to knock Travis Hunter off that high horse he on. Too arrogant for me. I've played football with a lot of players that's like Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders, with that same mentality. Some players have to play like that. That keeps them going. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully he's humble, because he only had, I think somebody said he only had 3 catches. So that should humble him a little bit right there, to where he got to understand we have to lock in and prepare each week. Sanders is smart with the ball. Yes, he is. I rather, with the game that I saw, I'd rather have Shedeur Sanders as my quarterback than Nebraska. Nebraska quarterback didn't care. He made turnovers. Shedeur Sanders at least protected the football. I saw that may come back to hunt him. Okay, so that's true then. So shout out to Mama Bear Fitness. She keeping it real. You guys know on my platform, man, we keep it real. We don't show no favorites. If that's what he was doing, then he need to get it together, man, because no football player is bigger than the game. We saw that with Antonio Brown, prime example. One of my favorite wide receivers to play the game of football walked off the field. And where is he? Trying to rap somewhere or talking down on Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, who gave him an opportunity to play the game. So being arrogant, being cocky, it's not going to help you stay on the football field, because no football player is bigger than the game. God's favorite, what's going on? Once again, I called it first half struggle, and the second half, yes. No Lie TV, shout out to you. He said the run would break out versus the Ducks and USC. Okay, I agree. And I'm looking for Alton to debut as well. I can't wait. Colorado does not play anymore like Alabama or Georgia. Colorado does not play anymore like Alabama or Georgia on our schedule. Oh, I think you're trying to say Colorado doesn't play anyone like Alabama or Georgia on the schedule. Yeah, but I'm telling you, some dogs in that Pac-12, man. All you got to do is go look at the records, go look at the scores. You know what I'm saying? So it's some teams that we have to lock in and prepare for. But I still feel like we should be able to run the Pac-12. And my prediction that Colorado game versus USC is going to tell us who's going to win the Heisman. Caleb Williams versus Shedeur Sanders. So that's one I may even just pop up and go to in LA. I don't know. But I think that game is going to dictate who's going to win the Heisman. Hopefully, Alton almost ready with that O-line. I agree. He's a hard runner. We need a hard runner. We need a hard runner along with somebody like Dylan Edwards that can catch it and run on the outside. CU has a lot of depth. OC Lewis needs to use what he has. Yes, he does. And I've been bragging about Sean Lewis, you know what I'm saying? But that game right there, he still got us to win. He was able to put us in position to win, but there were some cases where I was questioning, why am I not seeing Smoke? Why am I not seeing Hankerson? Why am I not seeing Wilkerson? Why am I still seeing Dylan Edwards getting himself? I was praying that it wouldn't get bad for him. You know what I'm saying? It was that bad with what I was seeing as far as him trying to run. He tried his best, man, but Nebraska big up front in them trenches was just too much. Five-star said, I hope we can see McClain soon. Coach Prime has a lot of weapons on that team. The young man is coming. Yes, I can't wait to see McClain. It's about time for us to throw him out there in the Wolves as well. Kamani McClain needs reps. He needs repetition. And I agree with you. Even if he ain't ready, he needs to be thrown out there and let him get ready. That's one of our best players, man. It's give him a chance. Dawson was a problem too. Yes, he was. That's the sneaky thing about our offense. You never know who's going to be a problem each week. Facts. Number 2, play smart football. Yes. I can live with a sack. I can't live with a turnover. Dawson ate Jimmy food this week. Yeah, he ate his food this week, but Jimmy probably gonna eat his food next week. You know what I'm saying? So again, I feel like Jimmy is a dog, man. Uncle Tub Gaming, guys, y'all have to understand. Coach know what time it is. The game plan would change from week to week. Exactly, the game plan definitely going to change. It needs to change. What we actually saw against Nebraska in the run game. 2 looks for the big play too often. I saw plenty of times the short game and the screen game was open. I agree. That's what made Tom Brady a great player. Tom Brady took what the defense gave him. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to give me 5 yards, I'm going to take this the whole game. Then it says CU is giving press passes to YouTube guys like BD Chico. That is what you need to get free entrance and stand. Yeah, shout out to Big Dog Chico, man. He got to the game. And he had an amazing live, great person, former player. I have a lot of respect for him. He's one of the few guys I watch on YouTube. He's a great guy, man. He was at the game, positive spirit, and so I'm happy that he was actually able to get to the game. Malcolm, have you applied for a press pass? What is a press pass? You talking about like getting to the game? Understand I am the same way. Yes, definitely. But I'm gonna see what I can do. StreamYard, yes, shout out to StreamYard, man. I'm not a tech savvy person, so shout out to StreamYard for making this possible, because I can tell you guys, man, I'm not tech savvy. No, I called it first. Yeah, El Boogie, I remember you calling that. You was calling that as well. John, Prime is changing the good old boy system, choking up the national football scene. He is. Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely have a lot of them guys' favorite for sure. Shador has to take the 5 to 6 yards Nebraska was given. Yes, I agree. He got to take them short yards, because that's what's going to open the long yards for us. Mama needed chill, personal. Yeah, I mean, it was probably personal, but you still have to lock in. You know what I'm saying? It's like what Coach Prime always telling us: never look like you don't belong. Look like you're supposed to know what you're supposed to do. He just spoke about this last press conference, talking about guys being successful and carrying yourself like you're supposed to do that anyway. Yeah, Boogie says, I saw Hunter with his girl too. Coach took him out, so they were done. I'm iffy if that okay or not. Yeah, so that's something I'm seeing a lot of you guys say. I'm just now being aware that was going on, man. So if more than one person said it, then it's possibly true. And if it's true, as a player of his caliber, you can't do that. Yeah, but I don't know what y'all are talking about. You can't change the system if you didn't create it. If you didn't create it or own it. What Travis do? Just scroll through the comments. I'm not sure what he did. All I know is that we got the win. Travis is Travis, man. So sometimes you just have to live with it. You know what I'm saying? Some players, as I said before, are just different. They're just part of the game. But he gonna bounce back. Travis is still Travis. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's still cool, man. He's still cool. He's arrogant. Travis is very humble, not flashy. I can agree to that. I don't see him being flashy though. But I do see him doing his thing when we talk about. You can see that arrogancy a little bit. Free rock, yeah, free rock, man. Travis plays 100 snaps both sides of the ball. Let him talk. Good point, man. I'm on both sides. I'm on both sides. I just do, as a former player, I do agree with you being locked in, though. Never get too much, never try to become too much more than a game. That's the best way I can say it. Never become more than the game. Try to balance everything. He doesn't need a lot of catches, 3 for 73. Yeah, I mean, as I said before, this gives credit to Nebraska. They made adjustments. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about Travis Hunter. This is not about Sean Lewis. This is about Nebraska coming up with a great game plan defensively. Over 100 something snaps, so that's more than any player in college football. So just let him be him. As long as he ain't doing anything off the field to cause us to not be able to use him on the field, just let him be him. Lexus, shout out, Mama, to keep it real. He has to play, no hate. Yeah, I don't think anybody hating on him. You know what I'm saying? I just think everybody, have their opinions about him. So you guys are the coolest community that I have. So I don't think anybody is bringing any negativity. I agree with both sides. Some people feel like Travis is just him. That's what he does. Some people feel like he needs to lock in. So I'm in between both. I'm just trying to see who talking about the game needs to try different running backs. I agree. Definitely need to try different running backs. Frank, I'm sure that the coaching staff is not showing us everything in the playbook. They may bring out some new plays and ideas for Oregon. They're going to have to. They definitely going to have to. What about McClendon? Who is McClendon? If you're talking about McLean, I think he's coming for sure. Oregon is the team we need to prepare for. We are going to beat USC. Yeah, but I think we're going to beat them. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the link in here for those that want to join. As I said before, we will be getting off in the next 30 minutes. I just wanted to see how you guys felt. So I'm going to put the link here for those that want to join. Just have your camera on so I know you real. If you guys want to join the screen and give me your opinion. I want Travis to pick up Caleb at least 2 times. I want Travis to pick off Caleb. Okay. He can do it. CU versus USC at Boulder. Okay. I was seeing where Stephen A. Smith was talking about going to LA. So if it's in Boulder, I actually might definitely go to it, That reverse on 4th down was horrible call. Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of questionable calls that Coach Lewis called in the first half that you probably ain't going to hear nobody call out. But I'm going to call it out, in the first half, the management of the running backs and some of those, and then going for it on 4th down. I can't remember the part of the game it was, but that could have cost us the game as well. You got to take your points when you can get them. But Nebraska helped us a lot. They turned the ball over a lot this game. But I'm saying a good football team not going to do that. My God, so many. Okay, I don't know what you mean on that. Speaking of Brady, he told Shedeur to not get comfortable. Yes. That's why I say Shedeur going to be good regardless. You got Coach Prime, a father, and you have Tom Brady, a mentor. I mean, it can't get no better than that. Learn the definition of arrogance. Yeah, he's just real confident. He knows he's him. I know you're not your own screamer, but have you been keeping up with Life in Football and Big Dog Chico channel? They've really been in the mix. They're gonna be viewed very soon. No, I haven't. The thing is, I have been keeping up with Life in Football and Big Dog Chico. As I said before, those guys been doing great. as far as getting out there, taking advantage of the games. And yes, it's definitely gonna be me, man. I'm a firm believer that you just have to live in your moment. Your time. Everybody' journey is different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always happy when I see other people, man, doing what they want to do. So big shout out to them. But yeah, mine's coming for sure. I just got to pick the right game. They showed Kamani on the sidelines. He looked upset. Yeah, I mean anybody would be upset. Let's see what we got. What's going on, Nisi? What's going on, Nisi? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Is my microphone
Okay,
on?
okay. I can barely hear you.
Oh, I was just gonna say McClendon. I think McClendon is number 9 on the
Can you say
defense.
that again?
I think McClendon is number 9 on the defense.
Let me see. All right, say that one more time.
I believe McClendon is number 9 on the defense.
Okay, so McClendon is number 9 on the defense. So was that you with the question? Where is he?
No, that wasn't me. I was just answering the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what you think about the game? What's your thoughts on the game?
I think we need to work on the running game, and I think Shadur had some opportunities where he could have ran, picked up a couple of yards. But overall, I'm okay with it for where we're at.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was definitely a lot of cases where Shadur Sanders was holding the ball too long. Um, I was feeling the same way, but when I watched a press conference of Coach Prime after the game, he was saying he used to get on Shadur as far as his career, as far as holding the ball long. This been going on well beyond him playing at Colorado. And Shadur, as they watched film, he was talking about cases where wide receivers running the wrong route. Maybe a defender was in a certain position as far as stopping him from throwing it. The primary read, he didn't want to throw an interception. So I think a lot of cases we sit back and we watch the game and we say, why is he holding the ball long? But we don't know what he actually seeing on the field because we only seen it from a different view. But overall, I do agree with you, though. 7 sacks is too many sacks, regardless if whatever he's seeing or the wide receiver's not doing something right. Regardless of what's going on, he still was sacked 7 times, so that's a problem.
Yeah, I think still though he has to make an executive decision, right? Even the point when he threw the ball away, if he would learn how to throw it when the receiver's in the area, that still would eliminate some of those sacks.
I agree. I agree for sure. And so, do you think we're gonna have any challenges this season, or do you think we're gonna pretty much run through the Pac-12?
I think we're gonna have some challenges. But I think, like Shadur said, look, this gave me an example of what I need to look for. So they give some better opportunity to be prepared for the whole team. So I think we have some challenges, but I also think they're going to overcome them.
Okay, yeah, that's great. That's great. You have a very good IQ of the game. Do you have anything you want to shout out? Do you have anything like that?
No, I'm just a bandwagon buff. I'm just a bandwagon buff.
Hey, yes, we all is. We all is. I mean, can you just think about it? I never would have thought we would be rooting for Colorado, you know, but
My husband be looking at me crazy because I'll be like, cut the game on. I'll be calling all the guys' names. I'll be screaming their names. My husband be looking at me crazy, like, what's wrong with you?
yeah, that's amazing. That's definitely amazing right there. So someone says Xavier was eating. How do you feel about Xavier Weaver or any other players? Do you feel like they stood out in the game?
I think all these guys are excellent, right? But I think they need some coaching when they're talking to the media, right? Because some of us already looking at us like we black and we thuggish and we this and we that. So I think just a little brushing up on the media. But other than that, yo, we great. I think we're looking at NIL deals. We're looking at going to the NFL. So we got to watch what we're saying in front of the TV. There's stuff that you say behind closed doors, but in front of the public, we got to present ourselves in a certain kind of way so we can get that money.
Yep, I agree. Now I'm gonna let you give me your opinion, and then I'm gonna let somebody else join. I'm seeing a lot about Travis Hunter being arrogant. Just what's your thoughts? I just feel like Travis is Travis, but of course everybody have their own opinion. What's your thought as far as the Travis Hunter?
I think Travis is very confident. He's been doing what he's been doing his whole life. And other people see this arrogance because they can't do it. Other people see this arrogance because that's how they would act. But Travis, is still a kid at heart. He's still watching cartoons, right? And Travis is just Travis. I think people are reading too much into it and they're expecting too much of him. And you got to realize how old he is.
I agree with you. I agree. Coming from a former player, they have to realize Travis is still a kid. So of course, as he get older and older, he's going to mature. I mean, you see the same things with LeBron James when he first got into the league. He was cocky, but as he got older, the more mature became. So, but Travis is Travis. He played over 100 something snaps. And he does that. He never get off the field. So in his defense, he deserved to have that type of attitude, So I agree, but I definitely want to appreciate you for joining the live. I'm gonna give somebody else a chance to get on here, and hopefully you continue to join the lives as I continually make them.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Los, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, not much. Did you watch the game?
Oh, of course, I can't miss it.
Okay, what's your thoughts on the game? What did you see?
Um, I think that O line really do. They're gonna have to do some work. Like everybody say, they like to work from the inside out and get the O line and D line right first, then get the superstars on the outside. And with Sanders doing it different, getting his running backs, his wideouts, and his quarterback, and then working his way into the line, I think it leaves us vulnerable to teams like Oregon, teams like USC. Um, I'm kind of afraid of those games, but I believe in these guys. I've been watching them since year 2 at Jackson State. So I'm like you. I feel like I'm part of the team when I'm following and watching them every day, and I'm watching you every day, watching you react to them. It's amazing. It's feel good TV.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you feel like Coach Sean Lewis could have called the game a lot better as far as managing the running backs, or do you like his approach trying to make it or force it with Dylan Edwards?
I think I think he listened to the media a little bit like the team did. I think they needed this wake up call to show them they're not. Colorado won the second half, but Nebraska pretty much gave them the game. Any team can beat a team that can't execute a motion snap out of the shotgun. That's just first grade football.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I feel like
I think
any
Nebraska
team could
gave
beat
them
it.
the game more than they lost the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like any team could beat a team, with that many turnovers in a game. And I think it was a great wake up call for us because we still won the game. And, Nebraska did give us a gift. And of course, we'll take it. Any football team that, want to give us a game, we definitely take it because it still helps us as far as moving forward. But when we start playing the better teams like USC, those teams aren't going to make any mistakes when they have an NFL quarterback, former quarterback that's leading their offense. So I do agree with you. It's a wake up call, and this is going to tell us what, in my opinion, it's not even about the players. This is going to tell us how good of coaches we have now. How is they going to respond moving forward? Are they going to continually go into the game trying to force these things to happen, or are they going to make adjustments and start using other running backs like Wilkerson and Hankerson? And what I'm saying, McCaskill is definitely ready to go. Coach Prime been saving him, because he's coming off that injury. But it's going to tell us how good of a coaches that we have as well. Do you agree?
I really agree. I didn't like the way Coach Lewis called the first quarter, though. That's what I mean by I think he was believing the hype a little bit too much because he put them in situations where the O line couldn't handle that. And this whole thing, everybody talking about Travis. I follow him and his wife. That dude is real humble and he real laid back. And he couldn't do much this game because they honestly, Nebraska don't have a air raid attack. They just don't have it. So the ball wasn't going his way, no way. He was just running around all day for the other side. I mean, they could have pretty much, to me, they could have just took him out on defense and just kept him on offense because Nebraska wasn't going to throw it. But hey, quick question: did anybody like Dylan Edwards? I mean, he couldn't run the ball. But when they ran that play down in the red zone, when Dylan Edwards, when he had that block on that, I mean, this guy's twice his size, and he chopped that guy down and gave Shadua time to roll out, get his read, and get that touchdown. That was an amazing play from that little guy, man. I love that kid for what he did right there.
Yeah, but I agree. That's what I was saying. Like, that goes back to the coaches, not to know how to use different players in certain scenarios. Why are we using Dylan Everett, somebody like you said, that's playing against players twice his size in the red zone when we have defensive tackles 380 something pounds, that's in them trenches, that's stacking that line. I mean, if we are going to use Dylan Edwards, at least try to use him, on the outside. But there was definitely a lot of cases where I felt like I agree with you, just questioning why certain things are happening, because a lot of people going to look at the game and say Colorado won 36-14, but people that really know about the game, like yourself, myself, that watched the game, we know that this game was still not our best. It still was things that we have to correct against real good football teams. So I definitely appreciate you for joining the live. I'm going to let somebody else join. But do you want to shout out anything? And I definitely appreciate you for joining. For sure. Well, I definitely wish you the best as far as the weekend. And I'm going to let somebody else join.
Nah, man, just for Buff Nations, man. Let's just get better and learn. And hey, I'm loving that new ranking.
No doubt. Well, enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy Sunday night football. I mean, we got them Giants and Cowboys tonight, man. I can't wait to that game. All right, what's going on? Ain't that common?
What's up? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the game?
I mean, I look at it from a different perspective. I ain't gonna say Nebraska gave them the game, but that's a part of football. You got to capitalize off the other team mistakes. Cause if Nebraska was able to capitalize off Colorado mistakes, they would have won. That's kind of like
I agree.
That's kind of like saying Shador played with HBU. They not good talent. Or you can't really dictate the talent who you're gonna play against that much. You just gotta dominate whenever you can.
Like, how do you feel as far as the management of the players, as far as the running backs go? Having Dylan Edwards running the ball in the red zone in the trenches. Do you feel like are you still okay with that, or do you think we need to see other running backs?
I want to see Alto play, see what he can do, because I think that's probably Colorado's biggest offensive flaw is the running backs. But I think that's something they're gonna have to work on more with. I think it's more the linemen than anything, because the talent there as far as the running backs, but it's a matter of opening up the holes and moving how you're supposed to move.
So there's a lot of conversation going on right now as far as Travis Hunter being arrogant, cocky. As I said before, I played with players that's similar to him. But what's your opinion as far as this conversation? Do you think how do you feel about Travis Hunter?
Whenever you confident, they gonna consider that cocky regardless of it. Somebody gonna always say you cocky. I mean, that just you is who you is. Because if he was a sorry player, they wouldn't call him arrogant or cocky.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like you say, when you him, that comes with a lot. You have people that's doubting Coach Prime because Coach Prime is very confident. Changing the Colorado program, saying that he's coming. And people was questioning his personality as well. So that's just what it comes with. I agree with you 100%. So, but I mean, I'm gonna let somebody else join as well. Is there anything you want to shout out or anything you want to say?
No, I just want to say overall, it's a good game. I'm gonna make sure I watch all their games because at the end of the day, all their games gonna be exciting. It's like an up and down both games.
For sure. But yeah, definitely enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully you join some more lives with me in the future.
All right, you too. Stay safe, bro. Keep doing what you're doing.
I don't know if y'all could hear them or not, but it was pretty tough for me to hear them. Oh yeah, Frank, to answer your question, Deion Sanders has a lot that's involved in play calling. Um, he's the head coach. He makes those decisions. You got to understand that. Um, Not only that, but your son is the starting quarterback, so you want to make sure you involve with him as far as the play calling. Um, but at the same time, I do feel like that he allows Coach Lewis to make those adjustments, makes those decisions. So, but yeah, I definitely think Coach Prime is involved. And does he leave it all to Coach Lewis? I don't think he leaves it all to Coach. Well, I take that back. In the press conference, I did hear what Coach Prime was saying. I wonder why we were running the ball only 5 times on a certain drive. So, yes, he does give everything to Coach Lewis, but he said that he was going to make those changes during practice. So if you watch that live, that post game of Coach Prime, he actually brought up a lot of different scenarios of that where he allowed Coach Lewis, where he didn't bring up Coach Lewis, but he said that there were certain plays that he questioned. So yes, Watts, what's going on, Watts? I was frustrated with OC who used Dylan Edwards over and over. I agree. I agree. We have a lot more running backs than just Dylan Edwards. So I'm gonna play a few clips and then we're gonna get ready to wrap it up in the next 20 minutes. I just want to hear y'all take on the game.
Okay, give me my theme music.
I think that was absolutely amazing seeing Peggy, man. You guys know we definitely got to talk about her. You know what I'm saying? With Coach Prime allowing her to be involved, I think that was absolutely amazing. And she said, "Give me my theme music." You feel me? So she's been watching Coach Prime, and I think that was a great, great thing to see. Any updates on Tyler Brown? No updates right now. There's no updates. Colorado State seems like a trap game. I disagree. Two normally takes what he can get. Yes, he definitely does. Yeah, I talked to Big Dog Chico and Graham. That was a nice of Coach Prime to give YouTubers. Yes, we will see money real soon. It's a lot of hitters we haven't seen. It's going to get even better. I agree. So you guys have a lot of questions about Kamani McLean, McCaskill, Even Javon Antonio, you guys haven't even asked me anything about him yet, and we haven't even seen him. So there's a lot of hitters that we have that we're going to use. The thing about football, it's a dangerous game. Players get injured. Unfortunately, the nature of the game is a beast, and eventually we're going to see a lot more players. That's going to definitely be playing. So just stay patient. Okay, press pass is all in. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know anything about that. I'm gonna definitely have to look into it because I will be going to at least 2 games. You and me wanting the same thing. Okay, so we now rank 18. So we're now ranked 18. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I still feel like we should be ranked even higher because we just beat a ranked 17 TCU team. So, but it's great. We're still moving up. Shador, Weaver. Shador #1, Weaver #5 in the country. Big Dog Chico had a press pass. You need one that gets you in the game for free, and you stand on the sidelines. Over 800 were issued last week. So okay. Yes, I didn't know anything about that. I definitely appreciate that, Dennis. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But really, honestly, if I live stream, it's really for you guys that want to see me live stream more so than the viewers. Um, I just want to do it because y'all want me to do it more so than the views. What is going on with Travis? Nothing going on with him. Nothing going on. Nothing going on. Shador has taken what the defense given. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you, Dustin. It's definitely great. This lets these recruits know that we here. Not we coming, but we here. Yeah, Travis definitely didn't need to do much that game. He probably already knew, and then again, you guys got to also understand this game was personal, So, Travis May was feeling himself, you know what I'm saying? I saw in a situation where Coach Prime said Shador Sanders took his helmet off during the game. And he walked up to Shador Sanders, was like, you can't do that in a football game. And Shador Sanders told Coach Prime it's personal. So Coach Prime laughed about it. So is we gonna say Shador Sanders cocky? You know what I'm saying? So we just have to chill a little bit. Somebody hating because they saw Travis talk to his girlfriend. The game was almost over. Staub was the quarterback at that game. Travis is not arrogant or flashy, he's just confident. I agree. I agree with y'all 100%. Travis is him. Trust if Travis was talking to his girlfriend during the middle of the game, Coach Prime would handle next week. I agree. And then again, it's a personal game. So Coach Prime may have saw it and, threw up the deuces or something, man. This game here was personal. Maybe he wanted Matt Rule to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see anything wrong with it. Nebraska had film to watch, unlike TCU. If anyone have expectation that team won't prepare against him and Shador, it's crazy. Yeah, they definitely had film, and then they're great. They great on the defense side of the ball. They held Minnesota to 10 points last week. So Nebraska is a real good defensive team. They got NFL players on that team that's going to get drafted. Charlie got some yards. I ain't see that. Wow, congratulations to Charlie. Okay, D-Mac is McClendon. And we also heard the young lady on air saying that he's #9, so that's nice. Yep, D-Mac #9. Yes, definitely, definitely. They have tried Hankerson, Wilkerson, and Edwards. The defensive line has to make those gaps for them. Yeah, offensive line. Yeah, the offensive line definitely have to make those gaps. I didn't see much of Henderson and Wilkerson as much as I wanted to, but yeah, I mean, I would say that they didn't try them as much. Yep, you're right on that, Rana. Yeah, it's definitely important to stay focused. That's my only thing. Just stay focused. Um, but if this is something that goes on all season, then okay, let's talk about it. But if it's just a few games here and there, let's not trip about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that game in Boulder, Shador. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree with you on that. So, do you guys have any final questions? As I said before, it was a great game, and I will be breaking down the game of Nebraska versus Colorado. That video will be out in the next 30 minutes if you guys want to see my real thoughts as I'm actually watching the plays, going over all those things. But I definitely thank all of you for joining the live. There's so many comments. I know I'm not going to be able to get to them. As you guys know, it's NFL Sunday. But I think it was definitely a great game. We fought hard. There were some questions as far as the play calls that I'm questioning. If you guys want to know my personal opinion, um, there was cases in the red zone where I saw Dylan Edwards where I wanted to see smoke or I wanted to see a bigger running back, because, teams make adjustments during situations of the game. And overall, it was a great game. We still put up over 30 points. We still won the game. We 2-0. Shador Sanders still threw for over 300 yards. His Heisman race is still looking good. My prediction is that that Heisman race is going to come down to that USC versus Colorado game. That's going to tell us if Shador Sanders is going to win the Heisman. It's also going to tell us, well, our first test is going to be against Oregon. My personal opinion, we're going to beat Colorado State. But when we play Oregon, that's going to tell me how far we're going to go this year. And other than that, it was a great game. So do you guys have any final things you want to say? And we're going to go ahead and close. Jay Wolf said, I knew the game was going to be a bit unbalanced. They were still on a high. What do you think about the short yardage play calling? Yes, it goes back to what I just got through saying. The short play calling could have been better. But overall, we got the win. So we're going to make adjustments. We watch film. I'm saying we as if I'm getting ready to go out there, man. I'll be in it. But, yeah, I mean, players are going to watch film on today or maybe tomorrow, and then they're going to prepare for the next game. So it's not really a lot of time to sit back and watch film, but I do feel like they're going to make those adjustments because it was the first time a team held us to what I think we had. I don't think we scored any the first quarter. So it was the first time we was held like that offensively, but I feel like we're going to make adjustments. So make sure you guys shout out where you guys are from. I'm gonna play a few clips and then we're gonna go ahead and end the video. Lexa says, "Do you think Shador would win the Heisman over Travis?" I think this game puts him in front of Travis because Travis only had 3 catches. Travis didn't have any interceptions. Shador had the yards. Shador had a rushing touchdown as well. He also had a rushing touchdown. So my prediction, yes, I do feel like Shador have a better chance. Not because, and I say that because it's difficult for players like Travis to win the Heisman because you have to make those type of plays that he did against TCU every single week. So I think Shador has a better chance to win the Heisman than Travis Hunter does. So for Travis Hunter to win a Heisman, he has to do what he did against TCU every week. He didn't do it against Nebraska, so that puts Shedeur Sanders ahead of him. Dylan Elvis didn't do what he did against TCU against Nebraska, so I think his stock went down as well. So Shedeur Sanders definitely, it's going to come down. My prediction is going to come down between Shedeur Sanders and Caleb Williams as far as the Heisman, who's going to win the Heisman. And that game when they play each other is going to be special. Memphis, Tennessee in the house. Bo Nix. Yes, shout out to Bo Nix, man. He former Mississippi Ole Miss, Bo Nix. But now he's at Oregon now. Yeah, we definitely know who he is. You know, I'm from Mississippi, so I keep up with those guys. Yeah, Bo Nix ain't gonna be no pushover. But Oregon defense definitely horrible. Yeah, I agree, Stacy. So I'm trying not to skip everybody's comments, but there's so many. But I'm gonna play a few clips. I'm gonna play Peggy, man. I'm gonna end this live with Peggy, as I said before. And you know, it was a great game. We 2-0. We ranked number 18 ahead of Colorado State. I feel like we're gonna blow them out, honestly. And I'm gonna let you guys know when I'm actually gonna show up to a game. Shout out to Dennis for letting me know about the game pass, press pass. I had no idea about that. That helps me out a little bit. You know, I'm still a small YouTuber, man. So I'm gonna still try to get you guys some live content, and maybe I can get up on Coach Prime, and I can see if he'll allow me, maybe, you know, next year or something, to be a part of that technology, that part of that media access. But we'll see. You know, I just love the game of football, man, and I enjoy watching the game, breaking down these video footages for you guys. As I said before, if you guys watch this live, definitely check out this footage of the highlights where I break down the game. And we're going to end this video on Peggy, man. You know, I think this was one of the coolest moments to see, if I can find it.
Okay, give me my theme music.
All right, so I see you guys in the next live. Make sure you guys check out this next video I'm finna drop right now, man. It's gonna be lit. Appreciate everybody that stopped by.